Yo, it's your boy JBC here, Chicago Rocks Magazine in Indiana with legends, the Cisa crew. Some say it's Cisa, but we gonna ask them what's the right pronouncement of that. Let's get it. Here we go. Yo, we sitting here with the Cisa crew, but first, before we get off of anything, we are going to ask, what is the right pronunciation for that word?
You gonna ask me or you want
Ohms.
Go ahead.
Ohms.
The pronunciation is Cisa. Stands for Crazy In-Style Artist. We hail from Northwest Indiana, East Chicago Harbor. That's what it is.
There it is. So, I think I met you probably in the 80s, Ohms.
Yeah.
And probably a few more of you, especially if you was at the Fresh Fest.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Fresh Fest.
What made you guys? I mean, from what I'm hearing is, Cisa is like 2-3 different crews.
It's actually crews that united. We were battling at one time and we united under the ISA. And then it changed to Cisa.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
It was In-Style Artists and we changed to Cisa. Once we became professionals and started making money doing this.
So the C was actually rank.
Right.
Yeah. Besides just being let's say just a tagger or a bomber, which we still did, but the C actually got you some rank where it's now you're considered graffiti artist, not just much a bomber or tagger, but an actual artist. So, but there's plenty of other ISA brothers that are still, down with us and whatnot, but they remain bombers and taggers.
Okay.
Yeah, the ISA was pretty much an umbrella, pretty much for the Northwest Indiana writers. It was just the easy way to kind of put all the writers under one umbrella, keep us organized, and kind of communicate with each other without necessarily the gang mentality and energy that was existing at the time.
Right.
So it started as In-Style Artists, and then what happened is it got too big. I mean, it was like 40. We would have
70.
benches where there'd be 40, 50, 60 writers showing up at the benches, and it was just a little too loose. So we had to kind of separate ourselves because we were the most active in the 80s, And Roofs and Ohms
Early 90s.
in the early 90s, we're going to Chicago, and you go to Chicago and write, and they're like, man, these cats came all the way from Indiana to get up.
Yeah, I see them on the train.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that you heard all the time is, man, y'all crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, yeah, I guess so.
Crazy
And that's
In-Style
kind of where the Crazy In-Style Artists came. And,
Okay.
And the Cisa, that really came like in what, 87?
Yeah, 87, pretty much.
87, and we was
Jack and
before
Mike.
that, yeah.
Yeah,
Jack and Mike. Yeah, let's talk about Jack and Mike. See, a lot of people don't know about Jack and Mike.
Well, that's what
I know about Jack and
That's
Mike.
what made Cisa, because even before then, it was all ISA.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what he's saying. We had just blown up, and everybody's just kind of like, yo, this and that. So it's like, no, who's the real Cisa, which we get, graffiti art, isms and whatnot, and that's when we came out Cisa.
Rapologist.
And we added the C for Crazy In-Style Artists when we came out of Jack and Mike in '86.
Yeah.
So-
Hey Jackie Shade, Beauty is Truth.
Right.
So Jack and Mike was 86.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a TV show that was
Yeah, it was 86.
Yeah, it was 86.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I remember. And a lot of people missed that.
Right.
A lot of people didn't see that.
So-
I saw that, and still looking for it today.
Yeah, we were the first and only crews to have done that, professionally.
Mm-hmm.
I think even just in the whole media, but even so from the area, from the region, and we were so up there from we from Indy, so we would represent doing to shit to the fullest. So yeah, man, it was a good experience, and that led on to art exhibitions and co-ops with working along with Keith Haring, back in the day too. So there's different windows, different things that happen on and off, throughout the history of the crew. A lot of brothers came in and came out, but shit, we've all just kept on pushing, and still, We ain't done.
Yeah, I can honestly say that, you know, the Cisa name, you know, whether individually, whether it's just one, or as a group, as a whole, or just parts of the group, we're always in it in one form or another. I
Right.
mean, ever since the beginning, you know, the first graffiti battle in Chicago was one. You know, the winners was Ohms. You know,
That plaque
Hitman
I showed you,
Bobby, you know,
84?
That plaque,
84, yeah.
that plaque I showed you over there. It was, yeah.
You know, to like you know the Jack and Mike show. You know what I'm saying? You know, we hung 100-foot banner, 100-foot wide, 17-foot banner, all graffitied off the Michigan Avenue Bridge, right there. What
Where
they
the
call
Chicago
it, the
River-
Magnificent Mile.
where the Chicago River runs.
When I first turned to that, and I would never even look at that show, but when I turned and I saw this lady walk to her office window and look out the window, and this big ass banner was hanging, I said, "Damn, that's Graph.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm finna sit down and watch this."
Yeah.
Then I saw the scene where she came to the yard or something, and y'all
Yeah,
took
we
off running.
running.
Yeah, yeah,
And
man.
that was cool.
We was all wearing graffiti jackets too.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, we all showed up like, you know, we was all cleaned up b-boy style, you know. I had on a sheepskin with, you know, fresh Adidas and Cazals and all that. Like, oh no. You know, you guys gotta get, you know, we had to go to wardrobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, but I wanna rock my sheepskin. I still like the sheepskin though. It's tight. Now I never running with like little.
And that was pretty much Roos. Rooster,
Yeah.
they approached Rooster.
Yeah,
Rooster put us,
unfortunately, Roos couldn't join us today. He's out making money.
yeah,
Making money, gotta pay the bills.
Pay them bills for sure.
yeah. So yeah, Rooster's doing tats now. But yeah, that was pretty much their approach, Roos, and Roos kind of put us all down.
That's what it was.
Us and Havoc,
Yeah.
Havoc from Smog.
Havoc from Small. Yeah.
Havoc created Mortal Kombat. Well, he's one of the creators
Right.
of Mortal Kombat, the actual stand-up.
Yeah.
Stand-up arcade game, yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the original. He worked for Bally Midway out there.
Yep.
He was down
So
with
we-
Smog, Supreme Masters of Graffiti.
Yes.
Yeah,
Supreme
so we
Masters of
really
Graffiti.
dated ourselves, and we telling you we was hanging out with Smog.
Right.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So indirectly in and out throughout history, we've always been like boom, boom, boom.
In and
you know?
out, yeah, just
Okay.
in and out everything.
Yeah.
You know, messing with the dials and shit. You know, and
Getting involved with as much as we can, you know. Keep our hands in that
stuff
cookie
like
jar.
that. The early '90s, where we ended up going to we started a whole graffiti airbrushing. You know, through Great
Great
America.
America,
We
yeah.
walked in there with they're looking for artists. We walked in with a bunch of pictures of graffiti. You know, so they're like, "Yo, this is what we're looking for."
But we
It's
ended
like,
up changing about 90% of their designs.
So when you go to Great America,
urban
that's
art.
Cisa lettering.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, me and him sat down and gave him, you know, he gave him a blocky style, gave him a smooth b-boy style,
Introduce them to the chrome style
and then
shit.
next thing you know, these motherfuckers are just like faxing. Back then, faxing this shit through all the
Yeah, just
All the
like-
Six Flags.
all the Six Flags.
Dang.
I mean, think about it. I mean,
Now,
these guys.
influence.
nowadays you can get graffiti lettering on the internet, I know, but you guys were doing it back then by through fax and sending copies and shit, you know,
Yeah,
to
because
the
I remember,
other
yeah,
shops.
you can go to any Six Flags, they got that shit.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, it was for them. It was a blessing because it was for them working 14 hours, 12 hours, 14
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
Just imagine 6 days a week or whatever,
You know.
straight airbrushing all that time. I mean, you talking about just mastering the craft. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
it's like getting paid to go to school.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And they put us up. Said we were laid up in the cut.
Right?
Yeah.
Young
some
cats
fun
just
times
rolling,
over
boy. I can't even talk about that. I can
Those
talk about that on
ones.
camera.
You know, just like
I remember.
It'd be a long, that's a whole different interview. That's a whole different interview.
You know, just over the years, I guess, you know, we've just been involved with just various things. Another one, you know, exhibiting with for the Dia de los Muertos exhibition in San Francisco. You know, through Cheech Marin's art curator. He invited us to go on over there because Ishmael here was part of the Chicano Arte exhibition.
yeah. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, Renee Yanez.
Mhm.
Well, they had asked me to do some artwork for the Chicano Visions exhibit in Indianapolis at the Indiana State Museum. So we did some pieces, and Flex and Traz came in as my documenters. You know what I'm saying? They kind of snuck in.
I put it at the stick and said, "Press, boy."
Which is cool, and that's kind of honestly, that's just kind of how it's always been with us. It just tends to just kind of work itself out to where next thing you know, we're kind of somewhere that's not what we expected, but it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, you know, Traz and Flex are hanging out with the curator Renee and just chilling out. And then the big reception with the governor of Indiana and all these state reps, you know, and Traz and Flex come to the front. And what did you tell them?
Oh yeah, and then it's kind of like, because we weren't allowed to go to the big reception or whatnot, so, but we're hanging out with the curator. So afterwards, he's like, "Hey, you guys coming to the show, right?" It's like, "Well, no, we don't really. You know, we came in on the DL." They're like, "Shit, you go there and you just tell them just, you know, who you're with." I'm like, "What do you mean? No, I ain't got no tickets." You tell them Cheech says it's cool. Boom, we showed up. There's state representatives waiting and all that, and we just come in. Just straight up how we roll. I'm sorry, do you have a pass or whatnot? And we're like, "Oh yeah." Cheech says it's cool. Cheech says, "Oh goodness, give these gentlemen a drink." So I'm running around, and he's curating, you know, the exhibition, Cheech, and hey, what's up, whatever. So we're just chilling, right? And then as you go down that corridor, there's the museum, so you cannot have alcohol. So I go ahead and I'm going in there, and we give our drinks away. Our son, give them drinks. So we're the only ones drunk along with some martinis along with Cheech drinking. And then we chilled out, you know, had a session, just chill, and you know, good brother.
Been truly blessed, man.
Yeah. The next thing you know, we're in San Francisco exhibiting and hanging out with brother Jackie off the boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's
interesting.
Yeah, so it's cool.
And when you do something you love every day and make money at it, you never work a day in life, man. You know, never feel that way, man. It's always, you always wake up feeling good, you know, looking forward to life, you know.
A lot of people need to see that, man,
right.
Because.
So I think
I used to hear it coming up, man. You can't make a living doing that, you know. It's not true, man.
Yeah, I used to hear that. I think a lot of us from back then used to hear that. They didn't want you to break dance. You'll break your neck.
Yeah.
You know, all this old crazy stuff.
It's just a fad. It's gonna go out of style. Now you see it on just about every commercial.
Right.
And they want it. They hungry for it.
Right. They are.
Like my mom say, she say they done took y'all idea and rapping the trains with it. Now I'm like, yeah. Yeah, man.
You see it on everything from fashion to.
We keep the humble eyes, you know, poor righteous teachers.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Flex finally joining us, I think. There he is. My boy.
Yep, so that was part of that.
Have a seat over here, pal.
Man.
Over here.
What
We
happened?
got a straggler here. Show the straggler. Show who's late.
Show what you think.
Okay, so what inspired you to do graph? How long you been doing it?
And then after that, I mean, we've always been drawing since we was kids. Me and my brother Bruce used to sit down in front of the cartoons and try to draw everything we saw in the cartoons, you know. So we've always had the passion for drawing, you know. We've always been, I guess you could say, we've always been artists at heart, you know. But as we got older, you know, the breaking scene came about, and that's really what inspired us for us to do graph, you know. We weren't really into the breaking ourselves, you know, but we were into drawing, so it just naturally occurred, you know, that we had to get into graph. We had no choice, you know.
Yeah, right.
That's what we did, you know. That's how it worked.
Okay. Now, Bone, We haven't even talked to Bone yet.
Milestone.
Yeah.
Waiting my turn.
Yeah, there it is, Bone. There go your turn. The man Bone. Bone, how long you been doing graph? Or when did you start?
Just checking these guys out, man. Back in like 84, 85. I'm a little younger than them. But just seen that that battle with Hitman, Paymaster 5, and G-Force. Michigan Avenue in the Harbor. That's where I grew up, man. Little kid on a bike just passing by, seen this going on. Found out love instantly, man. Just like that. 4th grade, 1984, 85, roughly. Got down with Cisa right around 2000, 2001, and haven't stopped since. So, just always staying active. I know we grow up, get families and jobs, but I always try to stay active. Just got the love for hip hop in general, man. And, like you said earlier, hip hop saved my life.
Yeah. The tag was way before 2000 too. The tag way before that. I think he started tagging the next day after the scene.
Yeah. Running home, getting out paper with the markers and stuff, stealing my sister's markers and stuff. So.
Wow.
Well, she know you. She knew you were stealing them.
Nah,
she know now.
She know now. That's what happened to my Crayolas.
The washable kind, huh?
I don't even think they made the washable kinds then, did they?
Nah.
Even the washable kinds ain't the washable kind now.
No, they stink.
Yeah, they stain like a mug, man. Yeah. Okay. We over here, my man, Omen 74.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright.
Omen. Welcome back. You got something you want to say to him, Omen? You always got something to say.
You know what I didn't say the last time?
It is.
A few points. And it's basically not only just here, but a lot of just the graffiti culture in the whole. Number one, the word old school. Old school, old school, old school, old school. Now what a point I'm getting at is that I hear a lot of kids using the word old school. They paint 10 years, they want to call themselves old school. That's not old school. You feel me? Now, I was talking to Nerd a while back. He said he's been painting for 25 years. To me, that's old school. That's old school without a doubt. I've heard younger cats that's, they say they're old school. And I'm like, how long you been painting? Oh, I've been painting for like 8 years. Dude, that's not old school. Get your numbers right. To me, old school, and I think I'm being nice with it, starts with 20 years plus. When actuality is, technically, I want to say it's probably where
It's almost 40 years.
it's 40 years. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't painting in the 80s, you ain't old school. You know what I'm saying?
Doing it in the 70s.
That's old. That's no question. That's old school. Like, what year did you start?
Well, here in Indiana,
Yeah. Period.
see, I'm a hip hop baby. I grew up in the East Coast, so I grew up kind of like similar. I would say a similar experience as Bone, where I would see as a 3rd grader, 4th grader, see Lee bombing the handball courts in the Lower East Side.
That's old school.
So for me, that was cool,
So you were born in New York?
I was born in New York, lived there till 6th grade, moved to Puerto Rico, then came over here, then kind of went back to the East Coast. Just been floating, you know how we are.
Yeah.
We just can't find a home. So similar to Bones' experience, So I remember just as a little shorty, just lacking the originality. Well, one of the young cats, that I was with in 2nd grade, his name was Lil Man 1. So we was all like, well, I'll be Lil Man 2. I'll be Lil Man 3. I'll be Lil Man 4. I think I was like Lil Man 8 or 9, Everybody tagging Lil Man, And then just seen all the getting up throughout the East Coast, and then kind of, coming to Indiana and seeing Roots and Ohms and them, Yeah, so.
Alright.
That's how that flex.
Yeah, flex. Because you flexed it right on up in here 30 minutes late. Welcome.
Big man.
What's up, Bob?
Yeah.
This ain't the Playboy channel, bro.
What you got to ask me, man?
When did you get in the graph, Flex?
Half, man.
And how long you been doing? I mean, what inspired you to whole little demo? Go for it.
Okay. You know what? I happen to live on the north side, okay? Here's a little demographic story. See, while they were doing their thing in the harbor, because I'm sure they talked about it, in the harbor, in New York, whatever, there was a little thing going on in the north side, you know? And it was led by maybe one, two, maybe just me. Just me, you know? I'm in the north side, right?
North side what?
You know, East Chicago.
Okay.
You see. So, you know, when the schools merged, okay, I don't know if you guys know, but Roosevelt and which was on the north side, and Washington, which is on the harbor, they were ready to merge together into a big high school, which is a very important thing in hip hop, as long as what happened in EC, because they merged all of us together. I don't think we would have ever met if that never would have happened.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, it really never. I mean, at least not me and them guys. Whatever. Anyway, Central happened, which happened on the north side. Fortunately for me, because it happened on my side of the town. But before that, I was fucking. I'm only 2 blocks away, not even a block away from the train yards, you know.
Freight
and
trains.
I would notice all these trains, you know. And I'm artistic, you know. I'm an artistic guy, and I appreciate art and shit. And I'm also a boy, you know. So I love clubhouses. I love going getting dirty and doing, you know, dirt bike shit and getting into the fucking prairies and do all this stuff, you know. Like, just like they had the tar pits, we had our prairies, you know, and we go fishing and shit like that. But man, I noticed all these trains later on, like, what the hell's going on here, you know? This crazy ass tagging and shit like that. And I got hip to it, you know, unbeknownst to me, that these guys were doing their shit on their side of the town too, on the other side of the tracks. So I mean, I was doing my thing, and then, you know, as it developed, I formed my own crew, you know, by nature, because, you know, that's the way it goes, progression, you know. And then I met these guys, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So you got Hitman, you got G-Force, you got. Who else we got? We got all these other tough boys. We got all these other cats in this mix, and then by then it was already 1990, 1985. I'm sorry, which was Central. Boom, big merging, right? I got center stage to all this shit. I'm like, crap, wow, you know. So here I am, man. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm seeing all these cats, man. The best of the best. I just got together, and I'm like, well, who am I gonna join? You know? And so I met cats like Slash, Quays, fucking Slick, and all these other cats, you know, Roosters and Omars and shit, through art schools, you know? And that's cool. That's how we met. I ain't gonna lie. Issues and, you know, Trazes and stuff. I met them all through high school, so whatever. You know, we're talking about 80s, man. High school shit. And in the meantime, I'm still doing my thing. I don't care. And good point that these guys all made is like, we were artists before we were graffiti artists. That's the main important thing that I gotta say about anything, is that we were artists before graffiti. We were artists before graffiti came. Graffiti was like, what's this shit? So I became gangbanger or graffiti artist. Shit, I'm going graffiti artist. Fuck all this shit. Especially if I'm seeing all these extracurricular shit going on in these trains that I know these cats ain't doing yet, but I'm seeing them up and down my yard, and I got the privilege because I got that football field behind Roosevelt, which is full of lines, man, and just like I'm seeing all these crazy tags. I know none of y'all doing them, but I'm seeing them. I'm like, oh, I got something going on. There's something going on here. So fast forward, man, we get together. I do my part. They do their part. They meet me. We meet them. Here we are today. But I'm from the north side, East Chicago, representing. My name is Flex, and here I am with my brothers. Cisa crew.
Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why you're late.
You was write that down.
You know, when it comes to the heart, man, you know, ain't no
Yeah, for real.
Art from the heart.
See, that's why you don't have to ask many questions to some old schoolers, man.
Right.
It's raw. That's raw and uncut right there. You know?
I got one more thing to say though.
Omen.
I want to give somebody props. Gave me my start.
Thanks. Oh.
And there it is.
No, it was who was getting up? It was at the UBN wall.
He wanted to paint.
I was watching this wall, boy. It was Bone. It was you was up there. Quays was up there. Unique. It was supposed to be him, but he gave up his spot. He saw I don't know. You saw it in my eyes or something like that. I was like, dang. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, and you was like, hey, you know, I don't know. You basically, I don't remember word for word, but he was basically, hey,
Get up.
get up.
That's it. Just do it. Fight.
And then from there, it was just an addiction, you know. I mean, you know, I was doing the little, you know, like my last interview, we ain't gonna go to repeat for that, but you know, I was doing the tags and you know, the fill-ins, the throw-ups and all that. I wasn't a hardcore bomber, but I want to get into pieces because I seen these guys here doing it. You know what I'm saying? I was from Gary, but I would go to East Chicago see family, like the last time I said, and it was all these guys that pumped me up. This cat right here is the one that gave me the push.
Yeah.
Get you do your thing, son. So after that, man, I got addicted. You know what I'm saying? After that, it was like people say now I'm doing it every weekend. After that was the next weekend. That's when we had the other wall across the street on Michigan Avenue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they want to subsurface.
Yeah, we were fortunate to get some early on in our career to get some permission walls where we were able to go paint basically whenever we wanted, you know.
Yeah. Well, they weren't really permission ones.
No, they weren't.
We made them permission
Yeah.
walls.
We would just it's you know
Just took them over.
yeah.
They abandoned buildings.
You know how
everywhere,
nowadays they call it repurposed wood.
You alright?
We repurposed the walls. You know, we buffed walls that were just in the right spots and like the Michigan walls. You know, I went out there with a roller and primed them and just seen okay, no cops, cool, right? And I got up, you know, and then I think Flexes and Buster and them, they just started wrapping it around, and then Quays and East and the ATT crew, they came and they primed another wall, and then none of the walls we asked for permission. We just was like, fuck it,
it.
you know. It was nice, beautiful big walls and nice
Cinder block wall.
Cinder blocks, bricks,
in
you
the
know.
North Harbor.
Yeah. We used to, that's probably like in East Chicago that we did a lot of just reappropriating the space.
Reappropriating.
Yeah, like the South
So
Shore.
is it a lot of walls that you guys did in East Chicago?
See, it's like bad luck because every wall that we kind of painted has been demolished.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Every wall.
No, even subsurface. No,
But
the
they
jungle.
were
The jungle's gone. It's like it's weird.
They painted so long that them buildings is gone.
Got a curse.
Yeah, you know. But it's cool. I mean, like, you know, we've had I can honestly say at least 300 different writers come to little old East Chicago, Indiana to paint.
Right.
You know,
Dudes from Paris and all that.
yeah,
Spain.
Indianapolis. We've been blessed. You know, a lot of Chicago cats have come through Indiana.
Yeah, I know all of them that came.
Yeah,
too.
anybody is welcome to come to Indiana, you know, and just, you know, and get up. You know,
Had
when
Keith
you go
Haring
to
come
GI
out
though, you gotta, you know, Omen can show you some good spots, you know.
But I'm gonna tell you right now though, my walls are being washed by the neighborhood.
Watch.
Yeah.
By the neighborhood watch.
So
What,
they
the
watch
219?
The 219 riders, and one of them called me up because there was two cats that he didn't know I gave permission. He was calling me up, and he was ready to take their paint and tell them to leave. Right in the middle of their production. And he was like, just say the word, and I'm taking their stuff, and I'm making them go back home wherever they came from. So, if you're going to paint on walls, don't take it for granted and be like, oh, they're free fall, or I'm from this
they're not
place.
free fall, but you know, you just gotta get a hold of Omen and somebody, and that way, you know, we can let somebody from the neighborhood know that it's cool, you know. Yeah.
And you know, these guys don't play. You know, these guys are knuckleheads, and they're trying to live the life. You know, they're trying to live that clean life, but you push that wrong button, that old nature's gonna come back. And you don't know if they, you know, I ain't gonna say anything else, but you don't know what's gonna happen after that, and I'm not responsible for that.
And I think overall, like most of us, like Flex said, we was artists first, and like, you know, I've always said that, especially graffiti writing, it was really like a passive resistance to the gang culture that was pretty much dominating the footprint where we lived at. You know, it was one of them ways. It was one of them ways where we can go out, get our name up, and become popular because, you know, first we do our neighborhood, so the local cats kind of see your name. But then now these local cats see your name in another neighborhood that might be an opposing gang, you know, and they be like, man, you went out there and tagged, that dang, you know. And it's saying vice versa, you know, that neighborhood gang be oh man, you starting to get up, you know. And then we started hitting different parties, which was pretty fun, you know. At my line, we would hit Friday, we'd hit the set of this group. Set, yeah. Then Saturday we'd hit the set of the opposite group, and this was the killer, you know. And then that's when we really got popular, because we'd find out that some of these girls had a boyfriend from this set on a Friday and had a boyfriend from that set on a Saturday. And they didn't know about each other because they couldn't be, you know, they couldn't talk to each other. But we knew. So then, you know, so here we go. Now we kind of, we accidentally jumped into this whole different circle of trust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? I don't think these new guys that's into it now, I don't think they get passes like that. Because I've got a lot of passes. Yeah. And I know I wasn't supposed to be over here, but because of me doing graph or me beatboxing or breaking, that gave me a pass to go. Wasn't no way in hell I'm supposed to be in Cabrini Green. Yeah. You know? So, I mean,
you know, that's kind of how we
wound up. It was all passes by just not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Back then it was all new. Yeah. See, while you had your boys over there in the high school dressing in pink or yellow or black or whatever it was, versus the other cats that were just trying to get an education. Yeah, motherfuckers here running around with troops and gazelles and, you know, the bomber jackets and these fucking big ass bully woolly motherfucking hats, acting all beastie.
Or full colored.
We were a whole different hybrid by our nature, you know. That was hip hop.
Yeah, it was.
That was hip hop. Granted, we borrowed from Run DMC, we borrowed from New York, whatever it was, but we also changed it up just a little bit to make it Chicago. But you know what? At the end of it all, we were b-boys.
Yeah.
And that separated the gangbangers from the study nerds, from whoever you were. We were the b-boys. So whatever fucking show, party, whatever basement party where we're at, we walk in, they knew those were b-boys. Don't mess with them. That's Cisa. And that was the magic,
it's not
man.
It's not like we was like
it was a perfect formula, man. It was the best formula to get away and hang out with both sides of town and get along with everybody. And then on top of that, do work for them.
Right.
You got both sides doing jean jackets and stuff. Yeah. I mean, granted, we ain't doing gang signs and stuff, but we're doing their jackets, we're doing their shoes, we're doing whatever they want.
Right. Yeah, I saw. You know, it's not like we were some type of intimidating force where we bum rush the spots. We were just kind of just hip hop heads walking into the spot.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, those some hip hop heads. They're not trying to bust up the party. They're trying to keep the party going. Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Simple, man.
And we constantly show up with 2 gangs of Tangeray.
Well, hey man. Hey man, I want to thank y'all, man, for having me out, man. And trust me, it's a good one.
Should be blessed.
I mean, and y'all seem so close, man. Y'all seem like a real tight family,
Oh, it's
man.
genuine, man.
You know, you can tell.
It's genuine.
Definitely, man. We grew up like brothers, you know, cousins, you know, you could say first cousins, you know.
Me and Bone are
Definitely like
cousins.
brothers. Yeah.
You and Bone cousins?
Well, we're not cousins, but we're the Kisa cousins.
Because
Kisa
they-
They're
cousins.
the brothers, and we the cousins.
Right.
Oh, we the little brothers.
Oh,
We the
okay.
little brothers. man.
All together, we're like that married couple in a living color. We got our issues, but after all is said and done,
Yeah.
You all working out.
together.
Oh,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Actually, I've just been back for 3 years, man. I was gone to Florida for about 10 years. I
Yeah.
was back and forth as much as I could, you know. I'd come back and forth to visit and shit, but I spent 10 years in Florida. So I was down in Orlando, Florida, working for Disney and Universal and bouncing around from different graphic company to graphic company, but went through a little situation down there and decided to come back. Come back to my roots and shit.
I know that's right. It's always good to come back to them roots.
Come back to my roots and regroup and shit. You always come back to home base to regroup,
Yeah.
right? So I decided to come back to home base. Been here the last 3 years strong, man. And I think it's the best decision I made in my life. You know, come back.
Yeah.
Bro. Hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, I guess I'll come back for volume 2.
No doubt, man.
We didn't even touch nothing.
Yeah. No doubt.
That was all intro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. The intro is dope.
Yeah, I
We
know.
didn't even talk about the work.
You know,
Yeah.
the intro is dope. I like the intro, and I'm gonna come back and we gonna talk about the work.
No doubt.
Yeah.
They need. I think they need to know.
Yeah.
They need to know. I mean, they gonna learn a lot from the intro. You know, but
Yeah.
call me anytime. He got me on speed dial. So.
Number 6.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll give you a holler when we go to the city, man. Let it keep us informed of what you're doing too, you know.
Okay.
Events that
Much
you're-
love to you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thank
you
so
you
much.
welcome.
Respect, dude. Shot Rock Nation.
Welcome.